Okie dokie artichoke. And we're back. I am back in Cali. Give me a little fan on the subject. Whew, these lights are getting a little hot up in this piece. And I have my air conditioner on. Let me turn it down. So I got a remote. Let me find my remote. Cause whew, it got a little heated up in here. Everything I have in my house has a remote. I am not playing with it. I got fans that have remote. I got my Bluetooth speaker that I have my surround sound hooked up on has a remote. My air conditioner has a remote. My lights and the when I get ready to do my cell phone, it has a remote. I am not playing with it. Okay. So each one. Um I was listening to a couple of things. And one of the things that I really like talking about is, building your business, trying to get yourself put into the limelight if you want to do that. And a lot of people always ask me about, well, how do you do your website? Who helped you with your website, so on and so forth. So there, I wanted to tell you and share with you many how to build a website. There are so many different, I guess I could call them platforms that you can use to host your website. So the first thing you need to have is, is someone to build it. So that is called like to me personally, I've always used GoDaddy. However, I will share with you that GoDaddy has changed tremendously. When I first started, or when I first heard about GoDaddy, I worked in an office as an admin, and it was in a marketing and entertainment office. And in that office, what I was being trained to do was how to go out and pull up the stats and different things that we would use to set up blogs and things like before all this got really famous. The owner of that marketing firm was really into all of this, and people find different ways to do different things. It's like a many there's many of ways, a plethora of ways you could do that, but how you want, it's data driven. So when we talk about data driven, digital first business landscaping is more important right now than anything has ever been. And so with that being the case, when you're as a new business and you're trying to build your website, you have to go out and do some legwork. And when I say that, okay, let's say build a website, on tea kettles. Okay. So you go out and maybe you go, you know, to different stores and you try out different teapots because they have different kind, and from uh cast iron teapots to glass teapots, um, to single cup teapots, so on and so forth. So basically, you're going to go out and you're honing your skills because you are going out looking at these things, trying to understand these things, and trying to figure out the best methodology of it. Um, and when you do that, namely, there's a lot of stuff on the web, web development and coding. These are things that can be used to build your web page from scratch. But places like GoDaddy, and then there's some other ones like when you get on Vista Prints, they use another company, and they give you a free website. It's almost free because you're going to be paying for all the other stuff, but anyway, um you know, there are people that can go and they can do the coding, and then once they do the coding, then you have a whole different type of template that's used, or an FT, they used to be called FTP sites, but different types of things that where the code is placed so that you are able to have that website set up for you. In addition to that, prior to setting up your website, you have to make sure you set up all your social media, because if you're not going to build it from scratch, GoDaddy has a template. So every section of your website that you would want to put on, every section that you want to add to your website is just done by the click of the mouse. And so in with that, you have to put codes in there, or links in there that will actually allow your web page to work. And so with that being said, you can learn about JavaScript and HTML, but really you don't have to. Like I said, because if you are a builder who does websites and pages and an IT person, you're going to know about that. So to me, you're honing in that skill and lining that relevant information up based on, simply because it's good to know information. But the good thing is that you don't have to build a website and know how to build a website. You can use it. It's just like when you download an app, and say it's an app that does videos, and you post them, now you can post them on TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat or what have you. There's like a template in that app, and all it's telling you to do is to add pictures or videos from your photo album. And so it's similar to that, but the thing of it is that you're going to have to get creative. Like, you have to go out and do things, like you have to buy a logo, and there's different places called logo nerds. I love logo nerds. There's all kind of people. There's people on Instagram, to give the business to the mom and pops. You can look for people on Instagram who will help you make your logo. um, and they may charge you significantly less. However, there's places like Logo Nerds. You can go out there, and Logo Nerds, you can just they'll give you an application you fill out. You describe what you want. Boom, 25 to 50, maybe $100 at the most. You have a logo. You know, and they send you all of the what they call they're different size different sized JPEG stuff that you would send to someone who was using your logo to do some marketing and stuff like that. They need certain files that you actually are paying for when you use Logo Nerds, so that you can send those out to different entities if they should need to upload your logo or put your logo on something. And so you got to get a logo. You then want to set up all your social media sites. Now, some people like to set up put their stuff on their personal page. Don't do that. I post a lot on my personal page, because when I started doing the podcast, I wanted to get a vibe and see what people thought, and how it would go over. And so when I finally decided that this is what I was going to do, I then um what I already had pages that I was using for certain things, like my one Dina Marie page, which is I knew I know me. So I know that by me wanting to have just have by me having this entrepreneurial spirit, I know it's going to hit one day. I'm not even worried about it. So I just created an umbrella page where I basically had decided, anything that I'm going to market under my brand, which is Dina Marie, that I would basically use this page for on Instagram. So it's one Dina Marie. So at the moment, obviously, I am working on my podcast and branding that. And that is where One Dina Marie comes in. But to vamp that page up, and I hope you guys will go follow it. Please go follow the number one DEANA. The number one DEANA. And I'll go ahead and put on there. But basically, my whole point I knew that I was going to eventually have some other type of business that I would enjoy doing. And in doing that, I wanted to make sure that um, I would be able to have ways to um, have my Instagram widget. Now, widget, for those of you that do not know, is the little icon that sits on all web pages nowadays, and you are able to um, you put a link inside of that. Like I said, when you learn, if you use GoDaddy, and I'll give you their website, and you can call them and talk to them, and they'll teach you all this stuff, and or show you what you need to do. There's different packages that you can um, uh, buy with them, but basically, you um, you basically will put the links to those pages, your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, your Snapchat, your Twitter, and anything else, LinkedIn, all of those. So all of those have a link, and you can put them in there, and they create a widget. And when they create that widget, then it becomes um, interactive. These are, you know, IT terms. They become interactive, so you're able to the person coming to your page clicks on that, and it takes them straight into their Instagram page. Now, if they're doing it from their phone, what's really cool is it's already been programmed to open up the Instagram page. Like, you click on my widget on my web page, and if you click on widget from my web page, um, let me edit this because I'm gonna add my web page. I just thought about it. Sorry. Um, if if you go to my webpage and you see my widgets and you click on it and you're on your phone, um, then it's going to automatically open up to y- from your. It's like as if you had opened up your Instagram. What I'm trying to say, and so when it does that, oh, I forgot to save it. Shoot, give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So the cool part is, like I said, what it does is it automatically opens so that it will automatically open so that is as if you had opened it from your Instagram from your phone. So when you like something or whatever, it will like from you, which is really, really cool. You could also do it from a laptop, but you have to log in to your laptop, and I think it logs you out all the time because it's really made. Instagram, this is made specifically for your actual phone. So it's not as intuitive with your laptops or whatever, but you can do it from there. But at any rate, so those widgets, if you select the Facebook widget, you'll go to my Facebook. So it's important that you create your social media site for for your business name that you're going to use on your web page before you actually um, or while and during the time that you're building your web page. So that's one way to do that. But in addition to that, you've got the logo, you've got the social media sites. Okay. With that being said, now you're going to go and create your content for your page. So in creating your content for your page, you need to be able to be descript on what you want. This is where you get in the details and you let people everything do. So once you've answered all and any irrelevant questions about your web page, your logo, what you shouldn't do, what makes it easy, just kind of like the blueprint. And it's good to get out a notebook. Okay. I have a book, I have several. And in these books that I have, I am able to open them, I mean, write down stuff, and I can show you all the things that I've done and that I'm doing for my stuff for years on edge. So it's important that, if you're going to have some type of, like, it's a business plan, if you will, that you're going to use. And not only that, but later on, you may need someone to invest in you, so you want to consider that. But as I mentioned, getting into the web page, you're choosing a host provider. Like I said, I use GoDaddy. There's so many out there. You got to choose the host provider. You choose a domain name. So, for instance, my name is Dina Marie Live, and Dina Marie Live is then going to be used, as the domain, and what you type in the URL or the browser, www.dinamarielive.com. Okay. So once you choose your domain name, there's a system that will share it with you if it's available. And if .com isn't available, there's .org, there's net. There's so many different dots, but .com is the most popular one. But because our world is becoming inundated with so many websites, pages, and stuff like that, a lot of the comms are getting. I think you'll see that they're moving to net and stuff. But com, or if you're doing some type of not-for-profit educational page, you can do edu, different things. But then once you choose your site and your domain name and all that good stuff, you're going to have options where you can have templates. Now, I will tell you, one of the sites that used to be free is dang, I'm having brain farts cuz I'm doing a lot. Um web 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 something. I'll come back. I'll try to remember and put it in the notes or whatever. But so you choose a site template, and then you build relevant pages. But the good thing about these templates that are out there, and that's why I say GoDaddy, and then they have a team of people that help you and things like that. And I keep referencing GoDaddy because I think for people who are beginning, you need someone that will help you. So you pretty much should go to someone that has a customer service set up like that. So I rep GoDaddy. I just know that, you know, after COVID, it seems like a lot of companies have new employees, and they're on a whole different schematic. And so things are a little bit different than what I'm used to. So for you, it won't be anything because you've never seen it before. So you won't have to worry about that. But you want to create pages that will embody you, the person you are, your creativity, and really just hone in on that site. So you establish a payment system. If you're going to sell something, you can do an e-commerce, which is great. You then test and fine tune it. You want to test it several times, and like I said, you'll learn how to do that. But then you want to promote your site, and obviously promoting your site goes in sync with your social media. So that's where my personal page comes in, because I have the bulk of my followers, and so I tell them that. And you'll find, and this is where you cannot get discouraged. You have to stay on top of it. If you get discouraged, you will not succeed. But you'll have to, make sure that you stay on top of it. Do your posts. And another thing, you post 2 to 3 times a day. There's several things you could do. You could set them up and schedule them. I tend to wind down at night and I post. It's when I'm waking up in the morning, before I get up and meditate. Well, I usually don't like to do anything before I meditate, so I'm not going to tell that lie. But maybe the second part of my day, when I come home after I Uber, if I'm Ubering that day or whatever, I can come home and take a nap. Before I take a nap, I post. So I post once early in the day and once in the afternoon, and sometimes twice in those times. And definitely on both pages, the one Dina Marie and my personal page, for those of you that follow that. So, this here that I'm broadcasting from on Instagram is my professional brand one Dina Marie, as you may or may not know. So when you look at that page and you look at the actual show, you don't see a lot of people following me or coming on. And that's one thing I want you to be aware of is that it takes some time. It takes some time, but stick with it and you'll do it. So this has been our edition of Each One Teach One. I hope you liked it. I thought it was very informative. Oh, one last thing, keep your site up to date. Child, have you ever clicked on a site and it's like not there anymore? Rest. So basically, yeah, you want to make sure that you keep things up to date. So we're going to segue into our last little topic, which is rep your city. And so, anyway, I don't know why I say it like that, but I guess because it was a rap song and I like it. So, what we're going to do is segue into that. So, make sure you come back. I'll be here. Will you?